Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're watching from today. We have some major news that the President, Donald Trump, just announced about the military campaign and the strikes going on against the Houthis in Yemen. As we know, we've been hitting them for a long time. It now appears that we have a final answer on the situation. We're going to get into what Trump announced and much more. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment with your thoughts about how Trump's using the military to hit threats to the United States of America. Make sure to hit the bell so you know when another video is coming. Now, let's get into it. The United States of America has been in a lengthy, weeks-long, heavy bombing campaign against the Houthi rebels in Yemen because the Houthis were harassing shipping lanes, bombing ships, putting our people in danger, putting global commerce in danger, and it all stems back to the October 7th attack in Israel. The Houthis are backing the people in Gaza. Can't even say their name here because YouTube won't like that in the video. The Houthis are also an Iranian-backed group. They get their weapons from Iran. They get their intelligence from Iran. They get many, but not all of their orders from Iran. They do have the ability to kind of act on their own. And when they do something really bad, Iran likes to oftentimes say, oops, we didn't tell them to do that. That was all on them. So the United States several weeks ago made the decision, we are going to launch a large-scale bombing campaign to crush the Houthis, to smack their missile stockpiles, smack whatever warning systems, air defense systems they have, and just light these guys up like a Christmas tree in order to reestablish deterrence, destroy them, and get the shipping in that region of the world open again so we didn't have to worry about our ships getting attacked because they were attacking our naval ships. Obviously, they never managed to sink one, but they did damage a lot of other ships. Well, after a heavy bombing campaign, the president announced on May 6th, which is the day I'm recording this, that the Houthis have bent the knee. They don't want to fight anymore. They've thrown their hands up in surrender. They don't want to get bombed. So these comments come from President Trump in the Oval Office during a White House meeting with Canada's new leader, Prime Minister Carney. Let's go ahead right now and roll the video of President Trump's comments.
We had some very good news last night. The Houthis have announced that they are not, or they've announced to us at least, that they don't want to fight anymore. They just don't want to fight. And we will honor that. And we will stop the bombings. And they have capitulated, but more importantly, we will take their word. They say they will not be blowing up ships anymore. And that's what the purpose of what we were doing. So that's just news. We just found out about that. So I think that's very, very positive. They were knocking out a lot of ships going, as you know, sailing beautifully down the various seas. It wasn't just the canal. It was a lot of other places. And I will accept their word, and we are going to stop the bombing of the Houthis, effective immediately. And Marco, you'll let everybody know that, okay? Do you have something to say about that, by the way? It's a pretty big announcement.
Yeah, this was always a freedom of navigation issue. These Houthis are, a band of individuals with advanced weaponry that were threatening global shipping, and the job was to get that to stop. And if it's going to stop, then we can stop. And I think it's an important development.
Can you tell us a bit more about the deal that you've reached with the Houthis? That you
No, it's not a deal. They've said, please don't bomb us anymore, and we're not going to attack your ships.
And where did you hear about that?
It doesn't matter where I hear it. The very good source, I could tell you. Very, very good source. Would you say, Marco? I would say pretty good, right, JD? A very good source.
So that was President Trump explaining that the Houthis have given up. They don't want any part of the American military after getting a front row seat to what the U.S. military is capable of. And make no mistake about it, when it comes time to smack targets, nobody, and I mean nobody on the planet, does it better than the United States of America. And if you're watching this show, you probably already know that. Now, we also have some really cool footage that I'm going to show right now if you've never seen it before. This is footage from CENTCOM of the strikes against the Houthis. Airplanes taken off. There's a couple bombing hits in there to just show what we were doing so people have an understanding of what the mission was. How are we attacking the Houthis? You're going to see it all. Let's go ahead and play those clips right now, and then we'll get into what it means next. What does this announcement mean? What is the fact that the Houthis have thrown up their hands and surrender? Where do we go from here? Well, obviously, we got to make sure that's actually the case. And I have no doubt that the U.S. military, even though Trump said we are going to stop bombing them now because they have essentially surrendered, the U.S. military will, without question, stand ready to go again if the Houthi rebels decide that what they want to do is stir this pot back up, kick the fire, kick the hornet's nest, and get back to it. The U.S. military is going to stay in the region, and they will just go right back to rocking their world if that's what they decide to do. But more than anything, this is a reminder of how strong the United States military is when we apply pressure in the proper way. The Houthis harassed the world for more than a year, well more than a year, under the Biden administration. Biden launched a couple bombs that essentially hit sand in the desert and didn't do anything. And they just kept going. Why wouldn't they? The U.S. military wouldn't pressure them. The U.S. military wouldn't crush them. And then Trump returned to office on January 20th for his second term as president. And he said, no more of this BS. We're not tolerating this. We're getting these shipping lanes open, and these shipping lanes will be safe. And the way we're going to get these shipping lanes safe is we're going to use the power of the U.S. military to absolutely boat race these guys. We are going to hammer them from the sky, whether it be with fighter jets, cruise missiles, whatever it might be. The Houthis are going to get a first-class seat to an epic show of U.S. military firepower. And it only took a few weeks after these guys were hardened in for over a year. I mean, think about that. They were hardened in for over a year, and the world started to think they were untouchable. They shut down entire chunks of the region, the Red Sea. They've been lobbing bombs all over the place. And after just a few weeks of a high-pressure bombing campaign carried out by the United States military, the Houthis said, you know what? We don't really like this. The Houthis immediately came to their senses. Turns out when you have 1,000-pound bombs dropping on you, it's not that hard to realize that what you're doing is pretty stupid. And if the bombing campaign doesn't stop, then obviously you're only going to incur more damage, more wrath, and it's just going to get worse and worse for you. So this is a huge win for the United States military. This is a huge win for global security. It is a reminder that when the United States decides, you know what, you ended up on the target list and we're coming for you, it's not going to end well for whoever we're looking for. That's just a fact. Let me know in the comments what you think about President Trump hammering the Houthis, getting them to surrender. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I am serious. Let me know in the comments. I read all the comments. Some of you guys are absolutely hilarious. Some of you have really good, engaging, and thought-provoking thoughts as well. So let me know in the comments what you think. And as always, I'll see you all next time.